Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm in Minnesota. It's kind of chilly, not as chilly as it usually is, thank goodness for that. But I was thinking about people who are homeless. I'm also thinking about this is a day that the Senate and all those different agencies get back together and start planning about our future. And I'm thinking, I oftentimes call the place that we live as human beings hell. And I call it that because of the negative things that exist during our lifetime. There are some good things, of course, but I call it hell because of the negative things. And I'm also thinking about people talking about heaven, how fantastic heaven is. And I've never heard anybody say anything negative about heaven. And most of the time, when I hear people talk about it, they are indicating that they want to go there. And I'm thinking to myself as I watch life pass by my face every day and I see people leave this place. And then I think about what they say heaven requires. And I'm thinking, well, apparently maybe a lot of people are not really thinking about going to heaven. Then sometimes it hits me when I'm thinking, why do we have to plan on or talk about going to heaven? If heaven is so fantastic, why don't we create heaven? You know, make it. Be here where we're at. And so that is what basic human rights for all people are all about. And still, just thinking about these people that have no home, who are going to go to a shelter trying to get a cup of coffee or a bowl of soup or something during the day. And I think about still, we try to call ourselves a nation that is familiar with God. People all over the world familiar with some kind of power that symbolizes the same. Think about the 50 Palestinians that were killed today by Israel. Thinking about perhaps the many that were killed in Ukraine. And this is just talking about wars that you are familiar with. There are so many wars going around that we are not familiar with. There are so many people being abused by their people in power. Straight up hell again. But again, I suggest, ladies and gentlemen, that we create heaven. We make sure that everybody's needs, everybody's wants, and everybody's desires are met as best as we as people can. We are not God. We can't do everything, but we are of God, and we are allowed to do many things. And things like this we can do. So, in order to achieve this, ladies and gentlemen, all of us have to realize that we must play a part in the process. Nobody is born on the earth and thrown out there in the grass and say, grow. No, it takes something special, but it takes something nonetheless. And so for this heaven is going to take something. It's not going to just appear. And we can keep on dreaming, whether it's true or not, that somebody's going to come back in the clouds and slap us side the head and make us do right. Some of us already doing right. Who they are, I don't know. But anyway, they're going to be taken up in the sky. Clouds, they say they're going to be raptured up. Boop. And the rest of us, I guess, during the period of time, we need somebody. So we need a slave master. See, this is the way we've been taught. So we believe that we need somebody to be a slave master over us in order for us to be good. We need a slave master over us in order for us to treat people right. No, we are here in this hell to learn that it is divine to treat people right. Why? Because that's how you're treated right. It is divine to make sure that those things that are wonderful in life are available, unlimited, to all. Now, that basically means that I just mentioned this so you don't think I'm ludicrous. Uh, all the resources of the earth that people got their name on as owners. Now, we're not fussing with them because most of them got their names on certain resources legally. In other words, the system that the people created, or it got created some kind of way, dictator, whatever, and things were just imposed on you, and you grew up thinking that this was the right way things were supposed to be. It is not. These resources are to be made available for all people, for all times. And while they have been taken through these systems to be owned by others, to be manipulated as they have been manipulated, things must change. The things of God must go back to God to be used by those that God designed it for. And it must be used the way it's designed to be used. So what I'm basically saying is that if we're going to create heaven, if we want to have peace down here, if we want to have prosperity down here, if we want to have freedom and joy down here, if we want all the human beings to live their dreams down here, then we're going to have to change the way we do things. We can't have private ownership of the gas, private ownership of all of electricity, private ownership of the internet. No, it must be owned by the people, designed by the people, for the people. Now, that doesn't say that your idea, your great idea that God gave to you to bring to this earth is not important. You bet your last money is important. And that's why it must be done in this fashion, so everybody can benefit from it. This idea that you come into a system that says, oh, you got something fantastic, you can get rich, come on over here, and we're going to get our cut. And so now people are getting rich, others are getting their cut, and the masses are being left out. Nope, nope. That's not heavenly. That's worldly. We want heavenly. We want that which say is so wonderful at the end of the rainbow. We want it today. And we're willing to do what is required today. We don't want to go through all this pain and suffering in eternity. No, we want to wake up today and do the things today that would permit today for us to have all the food we want. Never worry about housing. Never have to worry about education, unlimited health care, unrestricted transportation, infrastructure, and anything that is made by the hands of man. We talking about spaceships, we talking about one or two people going out of space. No, we developed that thing where anybody who wants to go out of space and take a ride and see what's up there can go. If anybody, the joker whose parents were down in Mississippi chopping cotton and picking cucumbers, their offsprings can go and see the moon, go and see Neptune. You know, this is what we're talking about. We're not talking about somebody just over there, I'm the richest man on earth, and then saying all kind of dirty things that has nothing to do with life. Like we're going to hear all day today about politics. They're not going to say one thing that has anything to do with life for all of the people. They're going to be talking that junk that they've been talking every day for years and years and years. But we, the people, must make the difference. We, the people, must demand change. We, the people, must bring change, and change will be. All right? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for now.